My name is Trevor. I am the director at Lucky Mountain Games and the creative director on Hotshot Racing.
And I'm Tom Turner. I'm the studio production director at Sumo Digital Nottingham.
The visual style, the overall inspiration was inspired by the first 3D racing games like Winning Run, Virtual Racing and Hard Driving. So that's given us the clean polygon look. The type of game, it is a very drift-based game, so hopefully racing fans will find some really great handling to get hold of.
So as well as the standard racing modes that you'd expect in an arcade racing game, like your GP, your time trial and single races, we've introduced some rather unique modes for both online and offline multiplayer that we think are really going to excite fans and bring them back to the game. We've got an infection-style mode called Cops and Robbers, where half of the players start out as cops, the other half as robbers, and the cops have to basically intercept and smash into the robbers, take down their health, and that will eventually convert them into cops themselves. So the cops team grows in size, and it's a race to see as who can end up with the most cash at the end of the race. We've also got an elimination style mode, which is Drive or Explode. And the idea behind that is it does exactly what it says on the tin. You've got to maintain an ever-increasing top speed and it not crash out of the race. Basically, you take damage from the environment and from other racers, and it becomes a really, really tense and exciting mode by the end of it when you're racing at maximum speeds. So these are two game modes that we've had great fun with, both online and in split-screen multiplayer, bringing back those memories of early 90s racing games and in the arcade, everybody next to each other jostling for position, and it's really great fun.
Some of the inspirations, as mentioned, were Virtual Racing, Hard Driving, Daytona USA. Those are the basis for the visual style and the audio style. And the handling style is very much inspired by Burnout and Split Second, and also Outrun as well in a little bit as well.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we're trying to go for an authentic arcade racing experience. So the sound design focused around classic arcade machine earlier console style sound effects for the UI. You've got that classic sort of booming race announcer, but in terms of the actual sound design of the vehicles, I'd say it's more of a hybrid of classic racing and more powerful, more modern engine sounds to really give it some sort of gravity to the cars that you're racing with, and the actual the music as well. I mean, we're going for a sort of a blistering synthwave soundtrack that will bring back memories of those great games of the early 90s.
So I've always been interested in racing since I was small. We used to go to a local racing track called Brands Hatch to go and see various types of racing. And once I was in the games industry, I worked on Burnout games while at EA, and then Midnight Club games at Rockstar. So when moving to create Lucky Mountain Games, I wanted to create a retro-styled racing game, but with the modern elements like modern physics handling and multiplayer underneath.
Yeah, so when Sumo first got involved with it, we decided that we wanted to make the Nintendo Switch the lead platform. I think it was we wanted to have parity across all of the platforms and have that great silky smooth racing experience. So the fact that we've got this across all of the consoles and on PC, I think is something that we're all really proud of. And I mean, for Sumo Digital itself, I mean, our heritage is also racing games. I mean, one of the first titles that we were part of was Outrun 2, long time ago now. So I mean, from that to the Sonic and Sega racing games, and most recently Team Sonic Racing. Racing games are really in our DNA. So being able to be a part of this this great vision of Trev's, and it's been a real passion project for us.
Well, I'm hoping that this will appeal to all racing fans and people who may have played like kart racers, but they want to move on to something else, but they're not really into the sim racing ones, and they still want a little bit of arcade handling and things. And then also for the sim racers, while they're in those games, you do have to spend a lot of time, maybe some grinding to unlock cars, whereas hopefully they'll be able to jump into this, have a quick race with their friends, while they're waiting for those big online races in the other racing games.